see. So this is going to be a trade recap for May 7th. Uh, this is the group Bollinger Momentum Traders. And this is a trade that I actually took. If we are looking here, we're looking at each one. Price is above the moving average, moving average. I'm sorry, above the Bollinger Bands for the Qs, for SPY, over here for DIA, which is the Dow Jones or US 30, price is above. And then also too for IWM, which is Russell 2000, price is above. As we get closer to the New York Open, first candle, we have a doji here. So we're not really seeing strength with the volume and the candle. So they don't match. If we look at spot, we look at the volume and we look at the candle, they are in alignment. However, price is still above the Bollinger Band. So that's not a trade there. We look over here at the US 30 Dow Jones, DIA, big strong volume candle, volume, and then we have a candle has a wick on the top, wick on the bottom. So it's showing that buyers are stepping in and pushing that candle down. Um, but we have a better candle on the IWM Russell 2000. Nice candle, nice volume, and nice candle. So we're going to be taking a trade on IWM for May 7th. If we go over to the charts, go to IWM for May 7th, 1 hour. Let's see. So here we are right here, May 7th. Okay. Look at that strong candle, strong volume. All right. We have consolidation as well right here, consolidation. And that is also the um, London org. Okay. So we have price, let's drop down here. We have price dropping, it's trapped inside of there at the open. And then the candle flushes and it drops below the London org. We are in a break and retest environment. Let's see, May 7th. Let's go to the VIX. Let's find May 7th, which is right here. Look at the yellow line, medium volume, best environment for break and retest. So on the 7th of May, price is below the 18 for the VIX. So we'll be looking for break and retest. All right. We look here, 15-minute. That consolidation is still holding and price has dropped. It is broken out. It is coming back. It retests the Bollinger Band here and then it drops again. So uh, that's on the 15-minute. On the 5-minute, looking for an entry on the 5-minute chart. So one of the mistakes that I made this week was taking my trades on the 1-minute chart. The 1-minute chart should be for scaling into your positions and not executing your trade. So on the 5-minute is where you want to actually execute and enter on the 5-minute chart. If we look here, we have the breakout, retest. Okay, price is below the moving average. And then price comes back. It hits the bottom of the Bollinger Band, bounces off, and then it breaks out. Look at volume. Volume is more than the previous 3 candles. And so volume is here. Then this could be a small consolidation, or what we call a micro consolidation. Okay. And so price breaks out there and then gives a doji and then a strong candle with volume to match. So you can take this 1055 as your entry candle. I normally only trade until 11 a.m. Central Time. So if I was waiting for this all the way until this time, I would just pass on the trade for that day. However, I took a trade on the 1-minute chart and let's see how that played out, right? So if we go back over here to the 7th, we have price coming down, 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 down. And let's see where I actually got in at. So 907 is where I took that entry. So down, keeps falling, consolidation, falling again, consolidation. Here, right here is 906. Okay. And you see that the volume is in alignment with the candle. Okay. So it came at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. The candle broke to the bottom and volume spiked as well. So I took my entry here on this candle for a sell. Now, this is a very late entry if you look at everything that happened prior to. I placed my stop uh, at the top here of the pin bar that rejected the bottom of the Bollinger Band. Okay. And then uh, I would go up to a higher time frame and look for where to exit. So this light blue line is going to be previous day low, right? And so if we look at that, that's a 1 to 3.47 risk reward. Uh, so that's where I would have been taking my exit if this trade had played out for me. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Let's find that trade. All right. So here we are looking at this trade. Price went into profit just a little bit. I think it was like $61. Let's see, $16, right? And then it immediately went against, uh, and it stopped out. What's that? 912. I think I was in that trade a little bit longer than that, so I probably have my. Let's see, up 913. All right, so that's why I took the exit. Got out of the trade right here on the break of this candle. It's a pretty big candle. Volume is right at the moving average for volume. Okay. And so that's why I took my exit. And I was in and out of that trade in a couple of minutes, looks like. Um, well, no, I'm sorry. 913 is where it gave an indication that the trade had lost 20%. I held on to this trade till 936. So let's see where 936 is. 936 is over here. Okay, so let me move this. I believe it was here. That's where I took my exit. Let's see. 936. Yeah, that's 35. So 936 when price came back up and clipped the stop loss, then I went ahead and got out of the trade at 936 over here. So this is where I took my exit. Um, Originally, right? If I had followed what that alert said, 20% loss, I would have gotten out at 913. However, I did not, and I stayed in the trade till 936. And so let's see what happened on that trade. Uh, Go to daily wins and loss. And right here, this is the third loss this month. Reduce the size to minimize damage to the capital, but also give the trade a chance to run and recapture some of the losses from the month. That did not happen. Unfortunately, the trade immediately went into drawdown after entry and never recovered. All right. And so this is what it looks like here. Realized loss was only $28 or 47% is what I took the loss on. However, the trade did turn around and go in my favor. And that's why I always put the trade on my watch list. And so what happened was I had the 284 put. A put is for price to drop. Uh, when I added I added it at 65 cents and it dropped. Uh, it went into profit. So 2.46, $2.46. And so that was well over a 250% gain. But it went as high as 284. So $2.84 on the high side, right? So if I got in at 65 and 284, 65 and 284, Go 65 and 284. That's a 337% gain for that trade. Okay. So 337% gain on that trade. And then I was in a trade today uh, that ran for 486%. So that's 2 days in a row. That's 337 and 486 for today. I didn't take a trade today, and I'll talk about that one in my next video. Uh, let's see if there's anything else that I need to share with you guys. Oh, so looking at this trade, it did go against me. I took the loss, and then if we look, price continued to drop and dropped all the way down to, so that's $332 or 5.27 reward. So again, the trade worked out. I just entered on the wrong time frame. If we go to the 5 minute time frame for this trade and look to see where I should have entered at, I should have entered over here, 1045. If I would have entered, basically, remember we're in a break and retest on the VIX, right? Break, retest. So if I would have entered here at 1045, let's move this over. Okay. 1045 with stop loss on the opposite side of the Bollinger Band. This is a 1 to 6 risk reward. Uh, and so risking $59, $60 to make $357. And that trade would have played out nicely. And it would have only taken, an hour and 40 minutes. So if that's too long to hold a trade, could have got out at previous day low. That's a 2.29. Uh, so that would have been $135. And that trade would have lasted, let's see what we got here. That trade would have lasted 25 minutes. Okay. So that's more your scalping style. And then the other one is more your intraday trading. All right. That's all I got for you guys for today. That is a trade recap for May 7th. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.